Try not to breathe too heavy into the mic.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Championship Soccer Stadium at Orange County Great Park in beautiful Irvine, California. It is time for some NISA soccer action. Today's matchup, the home team, Los Angeles Force, ready to take on ALBION San Diego. Artis Takari along with Dennis Pope, proud to be bringing you tonight's play-by-play live on 11 Sports via TVE Max. And Dennis, we've got ourselves a good matchup here. And of course, we got to get right to it and say we know who's favored, but we also know that the LA Force must find a way to win, and this is a game they've got to be hungry for. They need to get out of their funk that they're currently in.
Yeah, we know these teams well. We know this matchup well. It's about tonight who can execute on the field. LA Force still integrating new pieces right into the puzzle this season, where Albion has seemed to figure something out, right? In second place in NISA right now on 24 points, still 10 points back at Chattanooga, but they lead the Western Conference, and they are the team to beat right now. LA Force has to figure something out tonight. They won 3-0 in the NISA Independent Cup Pacific Region Championship game last weekend, so they're hoping that they can carry some of that momentum over into tonight. But in league play, NISA league play, it has not been pretty lately, and a bunch of losses, 3 in a row on the road leading into this match. Again, they're going to have to figure something out, so they're going to fall behind in the race for the playoffs. And right now they sit in 6th place, 14 points, 10 points back at Albion. So they have a lot of ground to make up, and I think it starts tonight.
And when you look back at the losing streak, obviously we don't want to spend too much time on this, but in that recent losing streak away from home on the road, not only did they lose all 3 games, but only scored 1 goal out of those 3 games. It's obviously a road trip that they are going to want to forget about, and rightfully so.
Yeah, they have to put that in the back of their mind, refresh, right? They got 3 goals against Wenatchee All-Stars. Think about that, right? Think about integrating some of those new pieces. You want Francis Avoce to get going up top. He's a big presence. They seem to have a penchant for attracting large forwards, big physical forwards up top. They need to figure out how to use them, right? They figured out how to use Christian Cheney 2 seasons ago. They haven't had the opportunity really yet to figure out how to utilize Frank Tayo, who's on a little bit of an injury right now. And so Francis Avoce steps into that spot. They need goals from him. They need goals from the attacking play. Their goal leaders right now are 2 defenders, Ivan Hernandez and Dex Kynan, tied on 2 goals apiece. So this team needs goals, needs to figure out how to get their attack going from the middle forward. I think defensively, solid LA Force. They're not allowing a ton of goals. They have to figure out how to score goals.
And when talking about Albion, they are just looking good. Not only have they won, talking about win streak, yeah, they won 3 games in a row, but they're actually technically on a 6-game unbeaten streak. So they know what they're doing. They've got to be feeling good. And when talking about the weather as well, it's been pretty hot today. Earlier today, I was thinking the weather could have a big impact, but starting to feel a light breeze, and I think this will be definitely favorable for both teams.
That's positive of you. It's been in the upper to mid 90s today. Actually cooler for Southern California the last couple days, but it's still plenty hot. There is a nice offshore breeze coming in, so it is changing a little bit for the evening, but it's hot, sweaty. Don't deny it. It's hot.
The fans in attendance definitely ready for this one. Taking a look at the starting lineup of the LA Force, a few changes from their previous match, which was a 2-1 loss to the Michigan Stars. Some changes had to be made. Of course, we cannot forget about Joel Serrano getting the start, member of the Puerto Rican national team.
Yep, he got a shutout in his first appearance in the NISA Independent Cup Pacific Region Final. He's a strong presence. He looked like he was ready for the game. He came out, showed his physical nature, was active, didn't have to do a ton, right? So I think we'll see what he has more against Albion tonight. But I think he embodies, a strong goalkeeper, a little bit like Brandon Gomez, but, a little bit stronger, I think more physical than Brandon, perhaps.
So Matt Morris, of course, has got to have his guys ready to take care of business. It's going to be a tough game against the visitors from San Diego. That is for sure, no denying that. And we're looking at the starting lineup of Albion San Diego. Head coach Diego Gomez actually has only made 1 change in his starting lineup from basically from 1 week ago. from their previous game.
Yep. And Daniel Bedoya has been the engine for this team. He leads NISA in assists with 5. And so he and Jonathan Bazais, they are the attack of this team. And Benjamin Roach, one of the best goalkeepers in the league right now, I think, without a doubt.
This definitely should be an entertaining game from the standpoint of the LA Force. Are they going to want to get off to a fast start? Are they going to want to slow things down a bit? It's tough to make that kind of prediction. If they get off to a quick start, they'll definitely be giving themselves a lot of confidence. But at the same time, they've got to be very wary of not throwing so many players forward, because this Albion team has the ability to really burn them on the counterattacks.
That's absolutely the truth, right? They can burn you on the counterattack. They're among the league leaders in shots. They get after it, and I think that's a little bit surprising considering the rebuild that they had to go through to get to this point. I think it's surprising to a lot of people who follow this league that Albion is as strong this season as they are.
And the players coming out onto the pitch, the fans are ready. So we got the LA Force against Albion San Diego. This should be an entertaining match.
The Albion's 4-1-2 on the road. LA Force 3-1-0 on the road without a loss yet. So
we'll be starting shortly, but first, the playing of our national anthem.
With the playing of our national anthem.
We are ready to get this one going.
Now,
Players from both teams shaking hands. Both teams definitely wanting this victory.
starting in goal, number 12.
it's a good start. It's a good evening for this match. It's cooling down a little bit. And these teams, they know each other well. We were talking pregame. We know these teams. The league knows these teams at this point, plus and minus LA Force's changes. But this matchup is one of the longest in NISA history right at this point. These teams have been going on matching up every season since the beginning of NISA. So this is a well-worn matchup in the SoCal Derby, for a good reason.
And both teams have obviously experienced their fair amount of changes. But when talking about the LA Force, one player to keep an eye on today, Diego Casillas. He has been a member of the LA Force before, and he recently had a stint with the Central Valley Fuego in a part of the USL League One. How do you think he's going to factor into this game tonight?
Yeah, he'll jump into this lineup, and he'll look to integrate himself into the attack. They need more attacking players. I think he's part of that attempt to bring more attacking style, more attacking verve for LA Force. They can't keep relying on set pieces, right? You have to create and have some sort of motor through midfield. A player who can make that final pass. Maybe Diego's that player. Are you ready for this?
I think everyone is ready for this matchup. We are ready for some NISA soccer action. We are just moments away from the kickoff. And of course, we'll be keeping an eye on the personnel on the field, how everything is lined up with formations. And let's face it, the LA Force, they have a habit of knowing how to confuse their opponents by presenting different looks.
That's true. They do mix it up, and they play 5 defenders, right? So they're able to push up Edwin Rivas, and I think he's sort of the linchpin in all of that, right? His ball placement, his ability to create from the wing is second to none in this league. So I would expect more of that tonight. You know, Edwin is an integral part of this attack, and I've used that word integral and integrated into this conversation several times tonight. But LA Force has to find, right, the pieces that work for it. So it's about managing that and finding some consistency. Hopefully they find that tonight.
And Diego Casillas will be hard to miss today, wearing the number 77 shirt for the LA Force.
Not to mention the pink boots, right?
It looks like the LA Force do have the kickoff. We see Francis Ovose in the center of the pitch. Both teams ready to take care of business. Only question is which team will be thrilled or satisfied after this match, or is it possible that we might see these two teams share the spoils?
I walked through the locker rooms earlier. Both teams had the music turned way up. So both teams are up and amped for this.
And there is the whistle, and we are underway from Championship Soccer Stadium at Orange County Great Park in Irvine, California. And right off the bat, maybe a little bit of confusion. The LA Force, of course, need to get settled. And here comes a shot from Guevara. That was Tyler Guevara with the shot. And talk about having to make a stop so quickly. That's Joel Serrano. Wasn't a difficult one, but right away from the start, off the kickoff, a little bit of shaky play from the LA Force.
Yeah, Lundin did well to knock down that pass and create something from it. And I think Serrano was ready. And to get a first touch as a keeper and to make a first save is always crucial.
And Dan Bedoya, of course, was pushing up a little bit, wanting to press, wanting to make these defenders for the LA Force, as well as their keeper, feel a little rattled. And I think that's the right kind of strategy. Joel Serrano getting his first start in league play for the LA Force. I think, I can't be surprised. It will not be surprising at all if we see these Albion players wanting to test him from long range on more than one occasion early on.
Yeah, they haven't seen him yet, right? They're going to keep a keen eye on what his abilities are, and so they can begin to test his weaknesses.
And looking at the center backs for Albion, Ernest Mitchell and Luis Almeida. Anthony Patty playing as the left back. Right now, Albion giving us a look of three defenders. Ernest Mitchell's pass took a bounce. Was actually able to find Cyrus Tran briefly, but unable to keep possession. Goes out of bounds, throw in for the LA Force. And Joel Serrano,
under pressure.
Plenty of pressure. He had to get rid of it very quickly, and we are seeing what Albion is really wanting to do early on. Lundin with a shot from long range. Joel Serrano having the dive. Did go a little wide, but once again, testing the keeper who plays for the Puerto Rican national team.
Lundin showing that he wants it early. He's willing to have a take again, and just not that far wide of the left post.
And early on, the signs are there. The LA Force need to take away space in the middle third of the pitch. They've got to be more aggressive. They got to close down that space.
Absolutely. Lundin, you can't give him a moment of space right now. He's going to take a shot.
And as for the center backs for the LA Force, no surprise in Dex Kynan and Ivan Hernandez. Early on, though, Albion with majority possession. It's been difficult so far. It's only been a couple minutes, but so far the LA Force unable to really establish control.
Not on the ball at all much yet.
Ernest Mitchell to Luis Almeida. The two center backs for Albion looking very calm and collected early on. We just saw Ronaldo Pineda, the central midfielder, look for him to be wreaking havoc. Andrew Klashevsky playing it out wide. Ball comes back to Luis Almeida. We're not seeing much pressure from the forwards of the LA Force. But of course that could change as time goes on. Playing it back, that was Dan Bedoya.
And Bedoya's the motor. Coming back to receive the ball and play it wide. Make sure he connects with the defenders.
Luis Almeida, Tyler Guevara, was wearing the captain's armband. Gotta like his patience as the captain.
Albion just working the ball around right now.
And this is exactly how they feel. This is when you see the way they're playing, this tells everyone how comfortable they are. Ernest Mitchell once again to Luis Almeida. Anthony Patty. And he's able to find Klashevsky. Once again to Ronaldo Pineda. Klashevsky once again electing to switch the field, but his pass given away. He got like the patience from the LA Force. Now it's Edwin Rivas, and he is looking for Echevarria. Instead, actually finds Diego Casillas. Will Casillas have a rip? Crosses it instead, a little behind Ovose. Not where he would have wanted that. And now Clayton Tor able to maintain possession. Once again playing it out wide to Diego Casillas. He had Jonathan Bazaiz on him. Clayton Tor taking the pass from Leopoldo Plasencia Hernandez. Casillas once again to Plasencia. All the way back to Ivan Hernandez. And that could be a good ball for Ovose, but gotta like the heads-up play from Luis Almeida. You know he's going to be busy throughout this night. Anyone who has to mark Francis Ovose, they're going to have a lot to do. But these center backs of Albion show that they have shown before that they don't get rattled very easily.
Yeah, I think both are going to have a tough time with Ovose tonight. Not much high pressure yet from LA Force.
And that long ball from Mitchell actually went straight to Clayton Tor. Playing it back to Joel Serrano. Serrano looking for an option.
Smart ball.
It is definitely a good ball to Clayton Tor. Now Tor obviously was looking for Ovose. Did not really get too much on it. Corey Lundeen. Back to Ernest Mitchell. And Mitchell asking for help. And that is a good ball that goes right back to Lundeen. Will he be able to play it to the outside? That's exactly what he does. The cross broken up momentarily. And now maybe a chance. A shot. That one going just a bit high. And that time it was Tyler Gabara.
Gabara getting activated. His first shot on goal. Albion wants to switch the point of attack. And they almost had an open look, but it was cut down.
We played a little bit over 6 minutes. We remain scoreless between the LA Force and Albion San Diego, but it has been Albion San Diego with the majority of possession and opportunities early on. And that 50-50 ball up in the air, and it was actually Ernest Mitchell whistled for the foul.
Big forearm in the back from Mitchell.
And of course, a few more things to keep an eye on. We see it appears as if Dan Bedoya and Cyrus Tran playing up top as the main attackers. But of course, keep an eye on Cyrus Tran pushing out wide as well.
And Corey Lundeen, right? He'll get in there.
And the pass to Clayton Tor. Chesting it nicely. Casillas' pass looking for Echevarria. Broken up by Ronaldo Pineda.
Casillas trying to enter the lineup, but his timing just not there yet.
Now Dan Bedoya to Andrew Klashevsky. Playing it back to Ernest Mitchell.
Force is content to let Albion play amongst the back.
Like many matches, it's going to be about who wins the battle in the middle third of the pitch, and also at times being patient with the game plan. Now Rivas, that's a good ball towards Ovose. Will he be able to put this one in? What a nice play from Ben Roach. Talk about coming out to no man's land. It didn't get, that was basically it.
One-on-one against Avoce. Brave goalkeeping.
And now Clayton Tor, the Force are not done yet. Diego Casillas with the cross, headed away by Almeida, but right to Rivas. Oh, he wanted to pull the trigger.
Chested it down a little awkwardly.
The captain, Dex Kynan, plays it out towards Gonzalo Salguero.
This is the first positive play we've seen from Force. We're coming up on 9 minutes.
And that's Plasencia. Leopoldo Plasencia Hernandez to Justin Jovel. And the touch from Casillas, knocked out of bounds by Jonathan Bazaiz. And Jonathan Bazaiz with plenty of speed, very quick reactions. It's really tough to get past him. And here's the replay. We saw that opportunity, but Ben Roach making an excellent play. And a whistle blown. It will be a free kick for the LA Force in a decent position.
Play of the game so far was the Roach save. Yeah, that's, you got to have some real, what's the word? Confidence to come out and make a save like that. You might use other words, but I'll choose confidence this time.
And here comes the free kick. Will it be Placencia Hernandez or perhaps Gonzalo Salguero? And here it comes with his left foot kind of high in the air. This could be an opportunity. It did go to Ivan Hernandez, but actually goes out of bounds. And Ivan Hernandez has a knack at times for finding a way to score goals.
A couple of big goals this season for four so far, game winners. Just a little, sailed a little far of the post there.
The ball is back in the play. Ernest Mitchell finding Klashevsky to Dan Bedoya. Bedoya drawing some contact. Francis Avose did not agree, but the referee quick with his decision, quick with his whistle.
Vose gets stuck in here. No malice. Just trying to earn the ball.
We've played over 10 minutes. 0-0 between the LA Force and Albion San Diego. This is NISA Soccer Action live on 11 Sports, brought to you by TV Max. Ardis Takari along with Dennis Pope, proud to be bringing you tonight's play-by-play from Championship Soccer Stadium at Orange County Great Park in beautiful Irvine, California. Definitely some good news that the temperature is cooling down a little bit. Now Joel Serrano, and we see the pressure continuing to pay off for Albion. That pass from Serrano going out of bounds. Throw in for Albion. And of course, not trying to comment early that Serrano looks a little shaky, but you got to say there's times where he's not looking very comfortable, especially with the ball at his feet.
This is a new level for him, regardless of his experience with the Puerto Rican national team. And high pressure, as a attack-minded coach, creates diamonds, right? So you want to have a forward or two forwards up there who are willing to go shake down a loose ball off a keeper's feet.
And Dan Bedoya to Jonathan Bazaiz. Now to Ronaldo Pineda. Klashevsky plays it back to Almeida.
Playing a much higher line though, the Albion.
Still Almeida holding the ball a little too long. Nearly lost it. Nice readjustment from Klashevsky. Now is Lundin playing it back. Bazaiz. Once again to Dan Bedoya. He's looking for an option. He's got plenty of space. He's got plenty of time. Instead, elects to go to the central midfielder, Ronaldo Pineda. Nearly broken up. LA Force players being patient at times. They're not trying to rush into anything, but they're definitely not controlling possession very much.
You don't want Bedoya to have a lot of space. I don't think that's the guy in the Albion lineup that you want to permit to have the ball for very long.
Pass to Pineda. Back to Luis Almeida. The LA Force being patient, that's for sure. Ernest Mitchell able to find Tyler Gabara. He still has it. Poked away for a moment. Now played back to Serrano. Actually was unable to get to it in time, and we'll have our first corner kick of the evening.
Sun might have played a little bit of a part in that, getting Serrano's eyes. But he should have probably been there for that. Albion will have a corner here, and it's Gabar going to take.
And Tyler Gabara, like you said, the man wearing the captain's armband. Basically first set piece opportunity of the evening.
A lot of numbers in the box for Albion.
That first set piece opportunity of the night, of course, for Albion. There's going to be some Definitely going to be some contact, physical play in the penalty area. Here it comes, taking a low bounce, and Serrano rightfully making the heads-up play. Looks like that did take a deflection, I want to say, off Edwin Rivas. Good job from Serrano to make sure that it would not be another corner kick for Albion.
That was a set-piece play to the near post, just executed poorly.
And Salguero switching the field. Kind of a dangerous pass at first, but finding Clayton Tor. Diego Casillas needs help, but of course he was brought down by Anthony Patty. Hernandez playing it deep towards Rivas.
Falls for him.
But the flag actually comes up. Referee has not reacted yet. The flag is still up. This could be an issue, but there is the whistle. I'm just wondering if there were to end up being a goal and he gets called back very late, there'd be a lot of frustrated players wearing those 4 shirts.
Referee initially had his back turned. He had to get a visual on his assistant before he could blow the whistle.
The ball's back into play. Luis Almeida sends it to Corey Lundin. Now Tyler Gabara, and that could be a good ball for Jonathan Bazaiz, but a nice play from Clayton Tor. It looks like the flag actually did come up on the other side of the field.
Thought maybe Clayton Tor earned a foul there, but he had his back turned. He's running toward goal, which is never a thing to do if you're a defender, so he's lucky to get out of that one.
From looking back at the replay, I want to say at one point it looked like it might have been offside, but also there might have been a little bit of contact from Bazaiz, perhaps a small push from the back. A free kick from Serrano going straight to the chest of Patty. Pineda plays it back to Ernest Mitchell. Mitchell not wasting any time, plays it back to Ben Roach. And that ball going straight to Corey Lundin with plenty of space, and he's also got Tyler Gabara. Gabara, though, making a great adjustment. He had Casillas on him. Plays it back to Pineda. Now to the outside. Always dangerous. Jonathan Bazaiz. Will he want to take a rip? Plays it back now to Pineda. The shot. This could be trouble, but going straight to Joel Serrano.
Pretty comfortable save for Serrano there. Good rip from Pineda, but right at the goalkeeper.
Salguero to Dex Kynan. After a couple touches, finds his way back to Gonzalo Salguero. Looking for Avose on the long ball. Ben Roach having to come well off his line, but looking very calm and collected and doing what he did. Cyrus Tran to Gabara. Was unable to bring it down. Taken away by Justin Jovel. Jovel did not have many options. Will be a throw-in for Albion. Pineda. Some good ball movement, some quick touches from these Albion midfielders. Bedoya lays it off to Anthony Patty. Patty stops, gets it back to Bedoya.
Bedoya screaming at him for the ball back.
Bedoya had Lundin for a moment. Lundin with a little bit of trouble on that first touch, unable to keep possession. Here come the Force on a counterattack opportunity. Drawing the whistle. Will be a free kick. Now Salguero with the pass. And Echevarria brought down. Always a dangerous player for the LA Force. And Santiago Echevarria.
Shadows are pretty deep there on the far touchline.
Ball is back into play. Salguero to Rivas. Back to Salguero. Looking for Rivas once again. Some good touches. The cross. Looking for Avose. Can he bring it down? Did get it touched, but went right back to Ernest Mitchell.
Not a clean touch. Here comes Albion.
And that's Klashevsky trying to get past Leopoldo Plasencia, was unable to. And now that pass, a dangerous one, taken away, going right to Jonathan Bazaiz. And it's those passes the LA Force have got to be very careful about giving away. Bazaiz once again had it poked away. Good play from the LA Force to break up that possible attack. The pass from Clayton Tor. Want to say he was looking for Echevarria. No, correction. He was looking actually for Avose. We saw Avose tumble. Whistle was blown. Will be a free kick. For a moment, was wondering if perhaps he might have seen the first booking of the evening, but the referee is letting these guys play.
So far, almost 20 minutes in, no bookings yet. I agree, that one probably came the closest.
Dex Kainen, former member of the national team of Israel. Gonzalo Salguero. Now to Leopoldo Plasencia Hernandez. Diego Casillas. That is back to the goal. You've seen him in this position many times today. Brought down by Anthony Paddy. The quick free kick to Clayton Tor. Back to Casillas. Now a good touch from Plasencia. But Ben Roach coming to the rescue. Good job from Anthony Paddy as well to shield the ball as well.
Beautiful rodeo there by Polo to get one-on-one, but Roach is there. Roach is ready.
We have played 20 minutes. We remain scoreless between the LA Force and Albion San Diego. Artis Takari along with Dennis Pope, proud to be bringing you tonight's play-by-play live on 11 Sports via TVE Max. This is NISA Soccer Action. Now that's Corey Lundeen with plenty of speed, trying to play to the outside to Cyrus Tran. Excellent play from the left back, Gonzalo Salguero.
Strong tackle. Lundeen, though, heart of the line, just trying to run down the middle of Force defense.
And it was still Salguero for a little bit. Was looking for a streaking Echevarria, but just a little too far. The ball back in the play. Broken up. The Albion bench was asking for something. And that attempted through ball going off the head of Pineda. Great play. Goes out of bounds. Will be another throw-in, though, for the LA Force.
Referee's going to have a word here. More like a conversation with Daniel Bedoya.
And that ball finding Plasencia Hernandez. Diego Casillas, we've heard his number called many times today. Ivan Hernandez showing no fear at all whatsoever. That's exactly what you want to see, though, from your center backs.
Drives the ball right through the feet of Bedoya.
Edwin Rivas to Justin Jovel. Jovel looking for an option. He finds Rivas. Now Echevarria. Now chipping it up towards Avose. Was able to keep it in. Now plays it back to Salguero. Once again to Jovel. The LA Force looking more confident and more comfortable.
Cycling the ball to the right now.
Echevarria had Clayton Tor for a moment. Will we see a shot from outside? This could be the opportunity. Still Echevarria with a nice move. Will there be a penalty for obstruction?
Absolutely.
The referee is blowing the whistle and points to the spot. Yes, a penalty for the LA Force.
The Meg, one of the highlights of the season, I think, already. Seen it. Played so well. Defender had no choice.
And that was actually Jonathan Bazaiz who was whistled for the obstruction foul. And it will be a penalty kick for the LA Force. And it looks like it will be taken by Santiago Echevarria. Comes from Colombia, actually had a stint with the Las Vegas Lights in the USL Championship, and he has the opportunity to put the LA Force in front.
I think Bazaiz is lucky to escape without a card there also.
And hold on just one moment. Looks like Echevarria having a little bit of trouble with the penalty spot. And This is something you don't want to see before a penalty. So it's Echevarria against Ben Roach. Here comes the whistle. Here's the shot. What a save! Will he be able to get on the rebound? Still, now it's Avose playing it to the back. What a save by Ben Roach. This ball is still in play. LA Force determined to try and get that goal. And here comes a shot from the outside, just going up over the bar. What a save by Ben Roach. We've talked about him making plays on many occasions, made a good one earlier today, and just stopped a penalty. It doesn't get any bigger than that.
He read Echevarria's hips, dove to his left. A beautiful save. Strong goalkeeping. You expect nothing less from Ben Roach. And here's the replay.
What a save. It looks like we're actually having a brief cooling break as well.
Yeah, real strong save from Ben Roach there. Getting high fives from his teammates. Why? Let's talk about that, the replacement of the ball, while we have a moment. Why don't you want to see that?
It just appears that there's been times in the past, whether it was a penalty shootout or a penalty in regulation, where a player's having trouble with the spot, and you're thinking, "Oh, is this going to really affect the way the ball is kicked, where it goes?" It's something I personally would not like.
I see your point. You want to place the ball, you want to be firm with it one time, right? Take it and be strong with it, rather than maybe second guessing the spot.
Absolutely.
Right, thinking twice about it. Agreed.
Yeah, exactly. You just want to set the ball down. You feel comfortable. You take that shot. It's done with. You don't want to keep going back to that penalty spot. That's all I can say.
Echevarria being relatively new to the team, the decision to make him now the PK taker. We'll see how that goes going forward.
And we look back at that kick, he really did not come very close to the corner. And I think at the last moment he might have second-guessed. There might have been a tiny bit of hesitation. And, you got to make... Ben Roach, nothing, not taking anything away from him, not taking anything away from him at all. But when it's a penalty kick opportunity, you really got to make that keeper work hard to make that save. And you got to get that ball into one of the corners.
Yep,
Bottom line.
Well within his range, right? Medium to low, not particularly a well-hit ball with a ton of pace by any means. So, a very confident, strong save for Ben Roach, and we'll get a restart here with a goal kick with Ben Roach.
Now, of course, we have to ask the question, what will this do to the morale and confidence of the LA Force? It's easy to say that this could really hurt them, but you also got to say, forget about it and just move on.
I think with the water break, you can kind of put it behind you. Still zeros.
Yep, still 0-0, and it's been a long time since I've heard the words cooling break involving a soccer game, so it's definitely a nice change. For a moment, I feel like we went back to the 2014 World Cup in Brazil where those cooling breaks were taking place.
Good memories.
And back in the play, Gabara with a good ball to Jonathan Bazaiz. He's got to be feeling so great that penalty did not cost his team. The cross, a header, not out just yet. Bedoya with the shot. Getting a touch on it was Serrano. It's not out just yet. Gabara playing outside to Pineda. His shot going just a little high and wide. We saw some good opportunities for Albion San Diego.
And a little bit of chaos in the back there from LA Force. Bedoya with a first time ball in. Had a hard time figuring that one out, I think LA Force did.
And on that shot off the rebound from Dan Bedoya, Serrano did get a save on there, but it's that kind of ball, though, where you say you've got to corral that and you've got to hold on to it.
Yep, be stronger with it. Allow your defense to be confident in you.
And earlier on that attack, of course, I can't help but mention it again with Jonathan Bazaiz. He's got to be aside from Ben Roach, he's got to be the happiest guy on this pitch, the happiest guy wearing an Albion shirt, saying to himself, so glad that we are not down 1-0, because he was the one who got whistled for the foul that led to the penalty.
Bailed out big time there by his goalkeeper. He's going to owe him a steak dinner.
I was just about to get to that. Is it possible that that Ben Roach would be saying, hey, you owe me, or do you think Jonathan Bazaiz is quick to say, hey, I owe you for that?
Yeah, that's an interesting topic of the Albion dynamic in the locker room. These two guys have probably known each other for several years, right? Be interesting to see how that works out. I'll have to ask Ben after the game.
Now Ernest Mitchell to Ronaldo Pineda. Now Dan Bedoya Some nice moves from Bedoya. Looking to switch it up a bit, finding Corey Lundin, able to bring it down. The cross should be an easy one for Joel Serrano.
Just kind of hung up in the air for Serrano. Easy grab.
And what a first half we've had so far. We've seen some opportunities for Albion, but the best opportunity of the game so far, a penalty kick from Santiago Echevarria, denied by Ben Roach.
Yep. Story of the game so far, the Ben Roach save on the PK.
Trying to keep that one in bounds was Jonathan Bazaiz. Looks like he took a little bit of contact to the side of his head. We have a lot of shouting on the pitch as well.
Argument about whose ball it is and whether or not Clayton Tor brought his elbow up. Player still down on the ground.
As Jonathan Bazaiz, you could tell by his body language and his motioning is that he believes he's saying that he was elbowed, actually. And looks like it will be a free kick for Albion. Bedoya switches the field to Ernest Mitchell. Still Mitchell. Was looking for Bedoya. That ball knocked out of bounds. The throw-in being taken. Lundin had it for a moment. Pineda's touch did not get very much on it. Got deflected. Edwin Rivas trying to start the counterattack. Ernest Mitchell stepping up, and his ball gets sent up the field, goes across the touchline. Goal kick for the LA Force. We have played 30 minutes. We remain scoreless. This is NISA Soccer Action live on 11 Sports, brought to you by TV Max. Artist Dakari, along with Dennis Pope, proud to be bringing you today's play-by-play from Championship Soccer Stadium at Orange County Great Park in beautiful Irvine, California.
Really even matchup so far. Everyone up for it today, I think. SoCal Derby means something to these two teams. We know it means something to Ben Roach.
That was Avose. I say kind of came out on top with that 50-50 ball. The pass from Rivas broken up. Now Bazaiz needing to step up. Lost it for a moment. Actually, there was a foul right before. I believe it was Clayton Tor. Nice job by the official to be knowing when to play the advantage.
He was waiting for it. Saw that Bazaiz did not have the ball. Blew the whistle. It's good refereeing so far.
Pineda playing it back to Almeida. Ernest Mitchell. Ben Roach finds Klashevsky. Ernest Mitchell, a good touch from Bedoya. Looking for Lundin. That's exactly who he has, and he's brought down. It will be a free kick, and I think we'll see our first booking of the evening.
Ref's in his pocket. Yep. The first amarillo of the match, I think, goes to Ivan Hernandez or Dex Kynan.
We'll have to look at the replay. But from here, yep, definitely it's going to the captain, Dex Kynan, for his foul on Corey Lundin.
I don't think that was necessary. The ball had hung up, right? And they were playing some nice one-touch passing up the field, but that ball had hung up and hit the ground, and Lundin had to come back for it. I think LA Force had the opportunity to reset defensively without Dex earning a card there.
Yeah, you can definitely look back at that and say unnecessary, especially you're the captain of this team. You got to be smarter than that as well.
You want to earn cards, right, if you have to get them.
Yeah, if you need to stop a for sure scoring opportunity, absolutely. But in the meantime, here comes the free kick. This could be an opportunity. Headed away by Dex Kynan. Will be a throw-in for Albion. Looks like that'll be Corey Lundin. Was going to take it. Instead, was going to leave it off for one of his other teammates. Want to say it's going to be Anthony Patty. Perhaps there was a little confusion for a moment. Now the throw in from Patty, broken up. Bedoya had it for a moment. Now Vose getting in on the action. Able to keep it in play. Did a good job finding Echevarria. This could be a good move now to Casillas. wisely playing it out towards Rivas. And trying to get that back towards Casillas, but pretty sure the flag would have come up. Now Tyler Gabara to Lundin, playing it out wide to Cyrus Tran. We really have not heard his name called a lot today.
Yep. Hanging out on the right side. Not much to play for Albion's gone through that right side yet today.
Now Bedoya, and that's a quick touch, but actually going straight to Dex Kynan. Plays it back to Joel Serrano. And we continue to see Corey Lundin and some of these Albion players pressure Serrano when he has the ball at his feet. Off the chest of Patty, Justin Jovel sends it high into the air looking for Casillas. Pineda got a quick touch. LA Force unable to maintain possession. Pineda to Patty. A quick pass, actually broken up very nicely by Placencia Hernandez. Now he's got Avose. Will he get a rip on goal? Brings it back, a shot off the post. So close to being 1-0, but hold on, the flag comes up for offside. Unbelievable.
Leopoldo Placencia had done so much right there to try and create something for LA Force. And his shot hits the post. And Avoce was standing in an offside position when he received the ball.
And one thing you really got to love from Francis Avose is that that fake shot, instead playing it back to Placencia. I mean, talk about unselfish play. I mean, an excellent fake shot because everyone's expecting the poacher to just have a rip on goal, and that right there was excellent. Was an excellent play.
Perhaps there's an argument maybe for that he should have. Right?
Well, I mean, but of course, just such a shame that it did not end up being a goal for the Force. Now Avose, the LA Force looking much more confident. Who cares that they missed a penalty? They're still hungry. Jovel playing it to the outside to Casillas. The cross from Casillas. Roach just watched it go a little too far, but goes straight to Klishevsky. Gotta like the awareness of Ben Roach.
Here comes Albion.
And that's Tran. A nice dummy play from Bedoya as it finds Corey Lundin. Gabara had that move going, but actually stumbled on it. Able to readjust. Bedoya once again playing it to the outside to Cyrus Tran on the overlap. Looks like he was looking for Lundin. A shot, took a deflection. Now another opportunity. This time it was Gabara. Did take a deflection at the last moment. Nice defensive play from Dex Kynan, and it will be a corner kick for Albion San Diego.
LA Force defenders on their heels here. Albion marching down the field again. Some slick one-touch passing. Creating another opportunity here with a corner kick. Like what I've seen so far from Gabara. He's been a good piece in Albion's attacking front. Combines well with Bedoya. But you can see how Bedoya has matured this season. He's much more in command of the general. He's more of a field general for Albion at this moment.
And here comes the corner kick for Albion. This one going a little high into the air. It's headed up, not out just yet. Off the head of Casillas. Bazaiz will want to keep it in bounds. Instead, actually lets it go out of bounds for a throw-in. His throw-in going right back to Klishevsky. Still Klishevsky able to find that space. Now he's got Avose on him. And that's a good ball. There was some contact, but broken up. Referee says play on. This long ball could be trouble. But Ernest Mitchell doing a great job playing it back at the last moment to Ben Roach. Ronaldo Pineda playing it to the outside to Anthony Patty. One of the big defenders on this Albion squad. Gabara to Pineda. Pineda switches the field to Cyrus Tran. Cyrus Tran that time was looking for it. Looks like there was some contact.
Some stuff after the play too.
And this could be the opportunity for Avose to Casillas. He's got plenty of space on the outside, crossing it back. What a good defensive play at the last moment from Bedoya.
Well, too unselfish there for my taste from Casillas, and we still have players down in the back.
And we're hearing some words being shouted. Of course, nothing awful to be honest, but some complaining about the lack of whistles at time. We'll look back at this replay.
Casillas had a wide open look right here. You got to take that shot.
But of course, talk about a great play from Dan Bedoya. You know, he's not one of the he's not a defender.
Coming all the way back.
Yeah.
Right.
We still have a player down for the LA Force. I want to say it appears to be Dex Kynan. This will definitely add some stoppage time for the first half. And of course with the cooling break as well, yes, we'll have plenty of stoppage time.
The play started in the back with both players going feet first into the ball and the ball landing for Force. And that created the tension from the Albion bench. They thought their player was fouled. But another strong opportunity, another strong scoring opportunity for LA Force on the other end.
And the good news is that it appears Dex Kynan will be all right. Now I'm just wondering from here, is it going to be a corner kick or a throw-in for the LA Force? Everything happened so quickly, and we had the stoppage of play.
Referees are still conferring at the halfway.
And we look back at that replay, that shot that hit the post.
We see a card here, and a red one.
And wow, now talk about how this will change things up in this game. You're absolutely right. This means now Albion will be playing with 10 men.
Who has been sent off?
From here, difficult to say, but I think it might possibly, be Anthony Patty, but we have to wait for this official announcement. I mean, forget about waiting for the announcement, just wait and see who walks off the pitch. But there was a discussion going on. A foul took, something happened that we were unable to see.
It's Cyrus Tran who's walking off the field.
And yes, correction, my mistake there, was not Anthony Patty. Yes, Cyrus Tran has been shown a straight red card. And Albion, of course, had to have felt a huge, injection of confidence after Ben Roach stopped that penalty. But now they're going to be playing with 10 men the rest of the match. Clearly, this is going to be, this is going to be a huge advantage for the LA Force. This is something that they must take advantage of.
Tran is headed to the locker room, and another foul.
And this time, Dan Bedoya is going to get himself in the book for the foul on Casillas.
That was a little much from the referee who initially pulled the red card out, but it's a yellow card. And Albion get physical. They now lead the league in red cards with 4.
And with the way this game had been going, there's no way I could have predicted that we'd be seeing a red card anytime soon. And I mean, Cyrus Tran obviously did something that we were unable to catch.
It was the play in the back where he and Dex Kynan got together before the scoring opportunity from Casillas. And it's difficult to see, but probably studs first would be my guess, right?
Part of me wants to say there had to have been a conversation with the fourth official on the sideline. The fourth official had to have seen something, whether it was the fourth official or one of the linesmen. They had to have seen something because Albion now playing with 10 men. And here comes the free kick for the Force. This could be an opportunity. Hit up into the air. The header goes over the bar, but actually would not have counted because the offside flag did come up. Clayton Torre was offside, but that was a nice move from Diego Casillas to do, kind of like a semi-bicycle kick, we could call it that.
Flick over the head. A little short ball in from Rivas to Casillas. I think those two can get together and play some slick stuff.
And clearly head coach of Albion San Diego, Diego Gomez, cannot be in a good mood at all whatsoever. But how will this change things up? Because Albion, let's face it, they will be, considering now that they're playing with 10 men, they would be okay leaving this stadium with a point. But they're not just going to, straight up say, hey, we're not attacking anymore, we're just playing defense only. I mean, they can't just do that.
Tran was their right forward or right middle, so they'll lose a little bit on that side of the field. A little bit of spacing and pace, perhaps. But as we've seen before, teams that have gone down to 10 men, they find ways to figure it out.
And that 50-50 ball was Justin Jovel, Anthony Patty. It's like it went off Jovel at the last moment. Anthony Patty to take the throw-in. And at this point, if you're wearing the white and blue kits that these Albion players are wearing, they just want to get into the halftime locker room with the score 0-0. I really can't think of anything else. I mean, yes, obviously they'd be thrilled to find a way to score before the half is over, but they're playing with 10 men, and it's going to be a tough game for them. And like I said earlier, the LA Force, they have got to take advantage of this opportunity. They're at home. They have a one-man advantage. They've really got to, they've got to throw some more players forward.
Try to take advantage, right? Albion stays the same defensively, and I think that will suit Ben Roach just fine. Without having Tran, the space that can be filled by Corey Lundeen, where he's comfortable. So I don't know if there's really a tactical disadvantage.
But now here's Pineda playing it towards Bedoya. Takes a shot from outside. That one going definitely a little bit high. But we will see some more of those long-range opportunities on Joel Serrano. We saw some of them early on. I think these opportunities are going to increase. Albion has got to change things up a little bit, and I think that they've got to, clearly they're going to want to test Joel Serrano a little bit more.
There was the foul initial that led to the red card.
Ivan Hernandez, his clearance going off the head of Luis Almeida. Now Casillas to Avose. That's a good ball to Leopoldo Plasencia Hernandez. He still has it, trying to thread it back to Avose. Broken up nicely. Back the other way come Albion. Tyler Gabara having trouble with his footing on more than one occasion tonight. That's something he's really got to decrease. Dan Bedoya walking with the ball. He knows he's got Bazaiz on the overlap. He still has it. Back to Jonathan Bazaiz. Plenty of speed. Does take a shot. A save made from Joel Serrano, who was trying to beat Serrano at the near posts. Gotta like that thinking from Bazaiz. Bedoya. Back to Bazaiz. Back to Bedoya. Now Ronaldo Pineda. And that's a good ball towards Bazaiz. Had to slide, actually, to keep it in bounds. Was not able to, as we are now in stoppage time of the first half.
Like that big paw from Serrano. Keep that out of the danger. I think it might have hit the post there, but Serrano was all over it. It's a good take, though. Bazaiz.
We're just waiting for the fourth official to let us know how much stoppage time there is.
I think we might see double digits here.
Actually, it's going to be 4 minutes, so we've already played 1 minute of stoppage time.
I was just joking.
I mean, actually, it could have been double digits, but, you're right. I'll just move past that. Now, Dex Kynan to Justin Jovel. Will the LA Force be able to find a goal in these crucial first half stoppage time minutes? Now, Plasencia Hernandez to Echevarria. Looking for Avose. Turns and shoots. Blocked by Almeida. And Bazaiz not taking any chances. Slides and kicks that one out of bounds. Corner kick for the LA Force.
This will be a late opportunity here from Force. Good, exciting attacking play right there from LA Force, and we haven't really seen that, but it's Leopoldo Plasencia who's sort of taking charge there in midfield and wanting to create. The LA Force absolutely needs that, and I'm a little bit of a loss for words because they haven't been able to do that lately. But we will see a corner kick.
Looks like this one will be taken by Gonzalo Salguero. We've played 2 minutes of stoppage time in the first half, about a little under 2 minutes more. Here comes the header into the corner of the net. Yes, it is a goal for the LA Force. Francis Avose heading that one into the far corner. LA Force takes a 1-0 lead. And yes, I'm going to say it, Albion San Diego will not be saved by the bell.
And textbook, right? You have the 6'4" forward. You got to put it on his head on the corner kick, and he can make things happen. He shows an ability to score goals. That's his second this season now for LA Force, and a great corner kick in, and a well-practiced play. And Avoce goes over and celebrates with his teammates. But yeah, well taken, well taken.
Excellent header. Ben Roach has made some great plays tonight, but there was nothing he can do on that one.
Yeah, once you plant your feet on the corner kick, the header can go any which way. That's a difficult save to make, no matter what goalkeeper you are, who you are.
And so, what a goal for the LA Force. I mentioned it earlier. Playing with a one-man advantage. This is a situation they had to take advantage of, and that's exactly what they just did. A corner kick from Gonzalo Salguero, headed home by Francis Avose. LA Force with a 1-0 lead. Got about 30 seconds remaining in this first half.
A little bit of a call for a handball there.
And will Albion try and throw maybe a few more players forward to try and find some kind of equalizer right before the half is over? But playing it back is not really going to get them that opportunity.
Which of their three defenders are they going to throw forward? I would think that would probably be Patty.
Now Patty able to find Gibara, and that's a nice move, able to get past Hernandez. Can he keep it in? He does. Slid away. That was Dex kind of who had it for a moment. Now that pass broken up, going straight to Klishevsky, but Gonzalo Salguero doing a good job readjusting. That should pretty much be all she wrote for this first half. We wait for the official to blow that whistle. I'm sure the LA Force players are really waiting for the official to end this first half. They have a 1-0 lead. They'll also have a one-man advantage for the rest of this game. They've got to be feeling good about their chances.
Yeah, right now is sticking to the game plan.
Now Lundin taking a good pass from Ernest Mitchell. Still Lundin. He's got to do something with it. Plays it back towards Pineda. Diego Casillas breaks it up. We continue playing. Bedoya now to the outside once again to Corey Lundin. Still Lundin. He's got to do something with it. He's got Klishevsky. Still Klishevsky with a nice move, faking those LA Force players out. Asking for a foul. Referee says no, and there is the whistle to end the first half. The LA Force with a 1-0 lead over Albion San Diego. The goal, once again, coming from Francis Avose in the 2nd minute of stoppage time. And that's how we have the LA Force leading 1-0 going into the interval.
Yeah, Force always the ability to score late goals late in halves, and they produce another one here today. And, as far as the coaching perspective goes for LA Force, spot on, right? You take advantage of your opportunities. You get a late corner kick, you get Avose underneath it, and he hits it back post, and there's nothing Roach can do about it. And that's the thing with playing against Ben Roach. He covers so much ground that you're going to have to catch him off guard. LA Force did just it. Now they're up 1-0.
We'll be back in about 15 minutes for the start of the second half. Once again, this is NISA Soccer Action live on 11 Sports, brought to you by TVA Max. Art Takari along with Dennis Pope, proud to be bringing you tonight's play-by-play from Championship Soccer Stadium.
Different leagues. That's exactly the start of the old system. That's exactly the start of the open system.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Championship Soccer Stadium at Orange County Great Park in beautiful Irvine, California. We're ready for the start of the second half between the Los Angeles Force and Albion San Diego. Artis Takari along with Dennis Pope, proud to be bringing you tonight's play-by-play live on 11 Sports via TV Max. LA Force with a 1-0 lead. Clearly, the two stories of this game. Obviously, LA Force leading 1-0, but Albion San Diego playing with 10 men.
Yep, and they go down just before halftime and a little extracurricular activity following a tackle in the back between Cyrus Tran and Dex Kynan. And Cyrus Tran was sent off, and we're going to see a substitute to begin the second half for Albion.
Now we're seeing actually one substitution for LA Force, one for Albion. Starting first with Albion, Andrew Klashevsky will actually be coming off, and he's actually replaced. I'll have to actually find that in just a moment.
Number 30 on the board.
He's replaced by Yuki Shibata. And the substitution being made for the LA Force, Clayton Toll replaced by Eric Villatoro. We're just about ready to start the second half. How will these changes impact this game? Well, Yuki Shibata has just come on for Albion. There is the kickoff. We are underway, and let's not forget, Albion San Diego playing with 10 men the rest of the match. They definitely have their work cut out for them. And going into this game, they definitely are a force to be reckoned with. But playing with 10 men, this is a situation now where the LA Force have got to be feeling the pressure. They have got to come away with the 3 points tonight. Bottom line, and that's a good touch towards Avose. Could he possibly extend the lead? Avose still has it. Waiting, still has it. Shoots! That one going just a bit wide, and he had Ernest Mitchell just, I can't really use the best
skates.
words. Yeah, on skates. Yeah, he had him on skates, moving back and forth. That was a good opportunity for Avose.
Just not able to put it on frame there. Yeah, I think the changes for Force, you bring Villatoro in, a little bit more speed on the outside, take out Tor, a aerial presence for the team, a long ball specialist. So a little bit tactical difference for Force. Don't know much about Yuri Shibata, to be honest, for Albion.
But just so quickly, right after the restart, right after that whistle to start the second half, LA Force with the opportunity to double the lead. And if they would have been able to do that, you pretty much would be close to saying that it would be game, set, and match.
Yeah, 2-0 lead with a man advantage. It's a steep hill to climb for Albion.
And Ernest Mitchell finding Tyler Gabara. Luis Almeida plays it to the outside to Anthony Patty. The center backs for Albion definitely been a little bit busy today. Not as much for a good part of the first half. Albion at times was the better team with more possession. Things started to change a little bit. But of course we have no choice but to continue going back to that red card from Cyrus Tran, which has really changed the complexion of this match. Now the throw in from Rivas. Ronaldo Pineda stepped in front of it, but there was a whistle for a foul. Will be a free kick for Albion.
So Echeverria stepped on Kuzevsky's foot.
Luis Almeida.
Almeida, yeah.
Finding Ernest Mitchell. With Albion playing with 10 men, you have to take a look a few times on the pitch, take a look at the personnel, see what the formation is going to be like. There's got to be some kind of change. And Bazai's had it for a moment, was actually unable to keep it in bounds. Plenty of action on the Albion sideline. They're going to want to bring on some other players with some fresh legs. For a moment there was 2 balls on the pitch, but that's quickly been taken care of. Now it's Plasencia. Finally Casillas trying to win that battle with Tyler Gabarra. Was unable to. Patty plays it back to Roach. A good ball back to Gabarra. Now looking for Ronaldo Pineda. Nearly taken away. Gabarra once again to Patty. Now to Ben Roach. And yes, the LA Force player is increasing that pressure. They have the one. They can afford to do that. They have the one-man advantage. They're going to put pressure on Ben Roach. Rivas with the throw-in to Salguero. Now Avose. Nice defensive play as that one was broken up. It was actually broken up by Ronaldo Pineda. And Yuki Shibata, who just came on, playing out wide as a right winger. Ernest Mitchell. Will we see Albion try and play the long ball a little bit more? Lundin was looking for Gabarra. Broken up. A little bit of traffic in the middle third of the pitch. The ball finds its way to Dan Bedoya. He's got Justin Jovel. Viatora was there for a moment. Now Tyler Gabarra. And that ball took a touch off Ivan Hernandez. And good awareness from Tyler Gabarra to not trying to regain possession. He knew it was last touched by Hernandez, and in these kinds of situations, playing with one man down, you've got to really rely on set-piece opportunities.
Take every opportunity that you get to create one, certainly. Smart play by Gabarra. Force have to stay compact on the defensive end here. Stay with their man marks.
And a corner kick looks like it will be taken by Dan Bedoya. Albion desperately looking for some way to find the equalizer. Here comes a corner kick. Kanid swinging one. Looks like it did take a touch.
I was headed for goal. Big punch by Serrano. Kept it out.
Ernest Mitchell to take the throw in. We know Albion's got to be a little wary about how many players they push forward, but they're down 1-0, and they've got to do what they can to try and salvage a point at the least in this match. Now Shibata. Shibata's cross going off the head of Dex Kynan.
Put himself in a little bit of danger there, getting low to head that out.
And looks like it was Echevarria whistled for the foul. And now I think we see Dex Kynan kind of possibly motioning towards the referee, saying a whistle should have been blown with the dangerous play when he headed the ball out on that low cross.
It's a judgment call to be made by the referee. Dex Kynan put himself in danger at foot level.
We played over 50 minutes. LA Force with a 1-0 lead. The only goal of the match so far scored in the 2nd minute of stoppage time in the first half by none other than Francis Avose. It was a Gonzalo Salguero corner kick headed home by Avose. Now Tyler Gabarra with the free kick. That one just a little too much. Was unable to connect with Corey Lundin. Will be a goal kick for the LA Force.
Not a very convincing set piece from Albion there.
And that man with the ball right now wearing the number 12 shirt, Joel Serrano, how he would just absolutely love to start his NISA career with the LA Force with a clean sheet and victory.
Got a lot of time between here and there, though, Art. I got a stadium horn malfunctioning.
Yeah, we can call it that. And that goal kick going off the head of Lundin. Now Jovel to Echevarria. Echevarria feeling the pressure from Corey Lundin. Plays it back towards Villatoro. And that's a nice touch from Avose.
Big switch here to Rivas.
It's Edwin Rivas. Will he be able to win this battle against Ernest Mitchell? Still Rivas. Rivas still has it. He's got to do something with it. He's got 3 white shirts on him. And actually gives it right to Lundin. Back the other way come Albion. Bedoya patiently not pushing the ball forward. He has Diego Casillas on him.
Forced to play it back.
Bedoya able to find Gabara, surprisingly with plenty of space. Obviously, Casillas making a readjustment very quickly. Ball finds its way back to Bedoya. Ivan Hernandez getting in on the action again. The ball was knocked out of bounds, but it actually instead will be a free kick for Albion in a very good situation, just outside the penalty area.
Initially thought this could end up a corner kick, but yeah, you're right. Albion has earned a free kick right here. Bump from Hernandez there at the end. Hernandez had to do something though. Casillas let Bedoya run into that space. Hernandez had to defend. I think Casillas has to be stronger on that first initial defensive effort.
And it will be Dan Bedoya to take this free kick.
This will be tough for Serrano too. He's looking right into the sun.
A crucial free kick for Albion. We mentioned earlier, can't help but mention it again, playing with 10 men, they've got to take advantage of these set piece opportunities.
Knocked down by the wall.
And that free kick from Bedoya, yes, takes a deflection off the wall, and that will be a corner kick for Albion.
That's a much more comfortable distance for a defense. He was right there on the edge of the box before.
And a bunch of players in that 5-yard box. Going to be a lot of traffic. Here comes the corner. Punched out by Joel Serrano.
Serrano giving Mitchell an earful.
And Plasencia doing a good job with his speed, keeping it in bounds. And he quickly finds Casillas, who's got plenty of speed, cuts it back. Is he going to want to switch the field? Instead, lays it back to Leopoldo Plasencia. Now Edwin Rivas playing with the one-man advantage for LA Force. Rivas at times, normally he's a left back, but right now looking more like a defensive midfielder. Echevarria looking for Avose. Will he be able to bring it down? Ernest Mitchell is there, and Ben Roach, of course, not rattled at all.
Well done by Albion's defense, herding Avose away from the ball.
Yuki Shibata had Bedoya for a moment. We're definitely hearing some communication taking place between these Albion players. That time it looks like it was Ronaldo Pineda sending a message to Yuki Shibata. Cannot be ball watching. And Villa Toro with a very nice move. Pineda trying to break it up. Anthony Patti instead plays it back to Pineda. And Ben Roach, his clearance, didn't get too much on it. But now these Albion players trying to get something going. It's going to be tough. Looking for Jonathan Bazaiz. Ivan Hernandez steps in front of it. Is able to get to Casillas. And Bazaiz definitely has the ability to make plays, but he's not going to be able to do it all on his own. And that's a good flick touch. Hermavose to Edwin Rivas. Will he be able to get past Mitchell? Here's the shot, the chip off the crossbar. Crossed the goal line. Yes, it is 2-0 LA Force. What a beautiful chip from Edwin Rivas. It is 2-0.
Silky smooth from Rivas. Knew what he wanted to do the whole way. Nothing Ben Roach could do about it. Once Rivas puts a toe to it, just chips it beautifully. And Roach is 6'4", 6'5", and he hit the top bar. He knew he just had just a little bit of space above Roach. Just hit so perfectly. And what a great flick from Avoce, right, to lead to the play. So well done. 2-0 Force.
What a chip from Edwin Rivas. I really don't know what much more needs to be said. Just a beautiful chip going off the bottom of the crossbar, crossing the goal line.
Chef's kiss.
And that goal coming in the 57th minute.
Rivas gets a well-earned bottle of water. How about this? Force up 2-0 on the second-place team in the league.
They've got to be feeling good. We are seeing a substitution. Looks like Santiago Echevarria is coming off. He'll be replaced by Edin Hernandez.
Echevarria put in a shift. Had his penalty effort saved. Not getting as much of the ball as he did versus Wenatchee All-Stars last weekend. I think this is a good move.
I have no choice but to say it now, but the floodgates have opened. It's a 2-0 lead for the LA Force. They have a one-man advantage. And then the next question is, I'm pretty sure, will they be able to find the back of the net once again? I mean, that third goal, you definitely want to call that next goal a third insurance goal.
Either way, the next goal, if there is a next goal, will make this game either out of reach or much more exciting.
And Eddie Hernandez, who just came on, already getting involved. Ball finds its way to Rivas with a quick touch to Casillas. Fakes the cross. He still has it. Roach having to come out to the rescue. Lost it for a moment, but does get it back.
Collided with Casillas. Comes up with the ball.
And these Albion players, of course, they know they're going to have to try and do something to get themselves back in this game. And the whistle is blown. Will be a free kick for Albion.
Bedoya earning the foul. Jovel making him work his way up the field.
And the free kick's taken. Switching the field quickly to Yuki Shibata. Now it's Ernest Mitchell to Pineda. Back to Mitchell. Tyler Gabara. Luis Almeida. A quick touch from Pineda looking for Jonathan Bazaiz. Just these quick balls to Jonathan Bazaiz. I mean, these are not really going to work that easily. These LA Force players have been very disciplined. They know where to be. They have that one-man advantage. But here comes Albion now. Maybe holding onto the ball a little too much, but actually Dan Bedoya was able to draw a whistle for a foul. Will be a free kick for Albion. We've talked about this before. It's these moments where Albion has to take advantage and find a way to score.
And conversely, LA Force has to find a way to stick together, stay compact, stay defensive-minded, and then they can break out on the counter if they can. But Bedoya's doing a good job trying to earn opportunities in an attacking position for Albion. I think it was the first foul, not the second foul that the referee called here. At least that's my interpretation.
And it will be Dan Bedoya or Tyler Gabara to take this free kick. Will one of these tall center backs for Albion be able to get their head on the ball?
Referee's having a stern word with Bedoya. Nope.
And we have hit the hour mark. LA Force with a 2-0 lead. Here comes the free kick. Headed out nicely by Dex Kynan.
Who else?
And Edwin Rivas clears at the length of the pitch. Ronaldo Pineda backtracks to bring it down. Gabara playing it to the outside. Bedoya plays it outside once again. These Albion players, despite playing with a one-man disadvantage, they're not showing that they're just going to sit back and play defense the rest of this match. Now it's Gabara. Once again to Patty, to Bedoya, back to Patty.
Force so far doing a good job closing down spaces.
Now Patty playing it to the outside. The cross going right off the foot of Ivan Hernandez. He sends that one out of bounds. Jonathan Bazaiz. Ball finds its way back to Luis Almeida. You've played over 1 hour. It's a 2-0 lead for the LA Force over Albion San Diego. Some good quick touches. Pineda to Bazaiz. Now it's Tyler Gabara. He had Edwin Rivas on him for a moment. The man with the captain armband finds the ball again at his feet. And right now the LA Force definitely content with how this game is going. Of course, yes, they're up 2-0, but they're also content with allowing Albion to have some possession, but they're not, getting those extra touches to find that breakthrough. But we do see another foul, and it will be a free kick for Albion. A little bit of frustration from Jonathan Bazaiz.
For Force, this is the kind of possession you don't mind Albion having so much. They're playing with it towards the halfway line, having to play back. Earning free kicks, though, something you want to try and avoid, although they've gotten progressively further away from goal.
A free kick once again for Albion. They're getting these set piece opportunities. I mean, a lot of them, it's not like the majority of them are not in very threatening situations. But, but any set piece, you practice these enough, you can find a way to score. Absolutely.
Albion has an idea about how they like to play these.
And here it comes.
It's just a matter of getting the right ball.
Looks like it was Avose who got his head on that one. Now Ernest Mitchell having a little bit of trouble with it at first. Playing it back to Ronaldo Pineda.
I think we got full shade coverage of the field now.
And Dan Bedoya, we're definitely seeing the movement of these center backs for Albion. Some of them going towards the penalty area. They want to find a way to score. Only thing is any kind of counterattack for the Force will definitely get Albion in some dangerous situations. But Pineda playing it back to Roach, kind of a dangerous ball.
Forced Roach to play it heavy. Avoce almost got there.
Now that kind of back pass towards the keeper, if I was playing keeper and that ball's not coming straight at my feet, I'd be a little concerned.
Yeah, the pacey back pass can be tricky.
One thing's for sure right now, the center backs back where they need to be for Albion. But of course, head coach Diego Gomez not afraid to take any risks. Now Ronaldo Pineda has Ivan Hernandez on him. He's able to find Anthony Patty. Held onto the ball maybe perhaps a little too long, but now Pineda whistled for the foul.
Leopoldo Placencia, I think, earns the foul here. No, that was Villatoro, who's still down.
Not sure if we'll be having a cooling break this half. The temperature has dropped a decent amount.
It's a beautiful evening now. Here's the replay of the Rivas goal. So sweet. Like I said, chef's kiss off the crossbar. Just what Force needed in that moment. And Rivas delivers.
Ball is back will be back in the play in just a moment. Looks like it will be Ivan Hernandez. Quickly takes the free kick to Gonzalo Salguero. Now Edine Hernandez. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication. And that throw-in looks like it went off the head of Bedoya. At the last moment, it must have taken a deflection because it will be another throw-in for Albion. Trying to switch the field towards Yuki Shibata.
Easy work for Serrano.
Well, whatever the strategy is for Albion, it's just they've got to find. Of course, you want to try different things. You're going to want to try the long ball. You're going to want to, get some moves going in the, middle third of the pitch. I would like to say that it appears that the long ball strategy is not going to really help very much. They're going to try it sometimes. You got to try something, that's for sure. But it's bottom line is playing at a one-man disadvantage will be very tough for Albion to get back into this match. Now maybe an opportunity. It was a pass from Jovel looking for Avose. Actually, that was Casillas who got in on the action as well too.
Yeah, I don't think the long ball strategy for Albion is going to work against these two center backs, but here comes...
There's Jonathan Bazaiz.
Yeah.
He's got plenty of space. He might be able to find Yuki Shibata, or he might take a shot himself. He does. At the last moment, good defensive play from Dex Kynan, and it will be a goal kick for the LA Force. Last moment, it did go off of Bazaiz, but it's those moments where if you give Bazaiz the space and opportunity, he will punish you. That time he didn't, but you give that to him again, you really run the risk of this becoming a dangerous game.
Some really good last-ditch defending here from Dex Kynan. Actually earns the ball back for his team.
Gonzalez Alguero. A little bit of physical play from Yuki Shibata. Lasencia to Avose. Now Rivas.
Good combination play.
Back to Salguero. Now to Edin Hernandez. Wanted to cut it back and actually losing it to Pineda. It goes straight to Bazaiz. Back to Pineda. And yes, the whistle was blown. Will be a free kick. And now Diego Casillas gets himself in the book in the 69th minute.
Simple drag down.
And we are going to see some substitutions for Albion. So Corey Lundin will be coming off. He'll be replaced by Alexander Gluvacevic. And we are seeing Jonathan Bazaiz coming off, and he'll be replaced by Shinya Kadono.
First appearance in this match for Kadono, who we know very, very well from his time in Cal United Strikers the last couple years. Exciting playmaker. He's going to get 20-plus minutes here to try and get something going for Albion.
And, you know, you've got to like these moves that have just been made. We'll get back to them in a moment, but here comes the free kick for Albion. There's maybe a little bit of traffic in the penalty area, but I just want to say you've got to like these moves from head coach Diego Gomez. You know, he's down. His team is down 2-0. They're playing with 10 men, and he says, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to bring on Shinya Kadono, who can make something happen. I'm going to bring on Alexander Gluvacevic, who also can make things happen as well too off the bench."
If you have the subs, you use them, right? I think that's a big talking point lately in international soccer is the use and timing and placement of substitutions. We'll see if these make a difference here for Albion. But we know that Shinya Kadono can be a difference maker. Will we get an opportunity here or not?
Now we are going to see some more substitutions, this time from the LA Force. So Diego Casillas will be coming off. And looks like he is replaced. We're also seeing Alex Juarez coming on to replace Justin Jovel. So Justin Jovel replaced by Alex Juarez. And Diego Casillas replaced by Ronaldo Lamelli.
Not seen Lamelli lately for this team. This will be his first appearance in several months.
So both teams making some changes. You know, who will win this chess match?
Casillas being ushered off the field by Pineda.
So Ronaldo Lamelli has come on to replace Diego Casillas. And Alex Juarez has come on to replace Justin Jovel. So with these changes being made, we also got to keep our eyes on Shinya Kadono, like you said earlier, Dennis, who knows this venue very well from his days with Cal United. But also Alexander Gluvacevic. And now Dan Bedoya, brought down by Edin Hernandez. Easy call from the official. We're in the 72nd minute.
Yeah, Lamelli last played for Forward Madison in USL League One. LA native. Played youth soccer here for FC Golden State, which is LA Force's youth academy.
And here comes the free kick. There was a header from Luis Almeida. But it goes out of bounds. Will be a goal kick for the Force.
He was a teammate of Placencia at UC Riverside.
We've played over 70 minutes. LA Force with a 2-0 lead over Albion San Diego. This is NISA Soccer Action, live on 11 Sports, brought to you by TVE Max. Artis Takari, along with Dennis Pope, proud to be bringing you tonight's play-by-play from Championship Soccer Stadium at Orange County Great Park in Irvine, California. The story of this game can't help but go back to it on more than one occasion. The red card shown to Cyrus Tran late in the first half.
Certainly changed the dynamic of this one.
Francis Avose scored in the 2nd minute of stoppage time in the first half to make it 1-0. And not too long after the restart, Edwin Rivas scored in the 57th minute. What a highlight that was. We'll be replaying that one over and over, and that's for sure.
I think that's going to be on the season highlight package.
Salguero. Now across looking for Edine Hernandez. This could maybe be another opportunity. Goes off the head of Ose. That one, though, not any trouble for Ben Roach.
Not enough pace on that one.
Now Yuki Shibata quickly finds Luvacevic. Back to Ernest Mitchell. Still Mitchell. And, of course, some shirt pulling there. Shibata brought to the ground. I think that time it was Dex Kynan whistle for the foul. And he's got to be careful because I think he already has a yellow card tonight.
He was literally in Shibata's back pocket there.
If he were to find himself getting himself in the book one more time, we would see this being 10-on-10 on the pitch. And that's the last thing the LA Force would want. Yes, they do have a 2-0 lead, but we know 2-0 leads could be very dangerous as well in this sport. Now it's Bazaiz. Will he be able to find the space? Yes, he momentarily almost did. Cleared. Nice adjustment from Luis Almeida. Now it's Anthony Patty.
It's all Albion right now. Trying to find an answer.
Gabarra had it for a moment. He's been very busy tonight wearing the captain's armband. Bazaiz once again. Pineda feeling the pressure from Hernandez. Still Pineda, excellent moves. Can he do it all on his own? Knocked out of bounds, will be a throw-in for Albion.
LA Force is 15 minutes away from snapping Albion's 6-game winning streak. 6-game unbeaten streak, I should say. 5 wins and a draw.
And the throw-in did take a touch off one of the LA Force defenders, but goes straight to Joel Serrano. It was not an intentional back pass. That's what some of the Albion players might have been insinuating. Well, they definitely are, at this point, looking for any opportunity to get some kind of help. And Joel Serrano brings it to the ground. Ivan Hernandez, perfectly comfortable playing the long ball, looking for Avose. Ernest Mitchell.
Too much from Mitchell.
And that time was looking for Yuki Shibata. Has been a frustrating evening at times for Albion. But of course that's not shocking, considering the way this match has gone. Rivas saw it take a bounce. Shibata had it for a moment. There was a shirt pull. Referee said play advantage, but now he does blow the whistle.
A little too physical from Rivas there on Shibata.
Bedoya to Gabarra. Now Pineda. He's looking that time for Luvacevic.
Who's a big physical specimen himself. Interesting addition to this Albion team.
Ernest Mitchell, definitely some physical play between him and Edine Hernandez. Mitchell did have the ball for a moment. Plays it back to Almeida.
Ben Roach playing something of the sweeper keeper right now. As Albion looks to press. Find an answer here.
Anthony Patty. Now it's Gabarra.
Strong tackle.
quickly taken throw in. And that one cleared high into the air. With the way this game is going, the LA Force will be perfectly fine doing what they got to do. Doing exactly what we see the rest of the match. They know the minutes will keep ticking away. Now trying to play deep towards Shibata. That one's headed away by Gonzalo Salguero. Now it's Edwin Rivas to Leopoldo Plasencia Hernandez. And he did switch the field. Was looking for Gonzalo Salguero. Just put a little too much on that one. Definitely some tempers flaring on the pitch. We're getting closer to the 80th minute of this match. LA Force maintaining their 2-0 lead.
Referee's writing in his book here. Something makes me think it's a note about Mitchell, but
after the throw in, the ball coming back to Mitchell. Now Bedoya to Gabarra once again. It's Anthony Paddy. He's got Bazaiz trying to get it back to Paddy on the overlap. That's exactly what he does. Still Anthony Paddy. The cross. Shibata with the shot. Puts that one well high over the bar. Got underneath it a little too much.
Was leaning back. Form wasn't quite right. Like to have that one back, certainly. A well played in ball from Bedoya right to near the penalty spot. Shibata was there for it. Just didn't have his hips turned.
Would have been a tough play to make originally because these LA Force players know where to be on the pitch. They're obviously helping out Joel Serrano as much as possible. Yeah, so there was a yellow card issued, that's for sure. Will we see some more substitutions? It appears that we will see another one. Looks like it will be another change being made for the LA Force.
Long ball, looking for Codono.
And Joel Serrano not taking any chances. Dex Kynan had a busy night tonight, that's for sure.
Has a yellow card. Was part of the play that led to the red card.
We have played 80 minutes. LA Force maintaining their 2-0 lead over Albion San Diego. This is NISA Soccer Action live on 11 Sports, brought to you by TVE Max. The LA Force supporters in attendance here at Championship Soccer Stadium, watching those minutes tick away. Definitely in the mood to celebrate a victory. That long ball looking for Gluvacevic. Kynan heads it back to Serrano.
Force are doing a good job staying connected right now. Nothing quite yet to break down from a defensive perspective from Force.
Ivan Hernandez, he just sends it up the pitch. He may not be looking for someone in particular, but at this point, you have a 2-0 lead and a one-man advantage. The whole point is just keep the ball away from danger. Ernest Mitchell, one of the center backs, looking like a midfielder for a moment. Luvacevic trying to get that ball back. Kynan plays it back to Serrano.
Just punches it out of bounds.
Looks like we will see a substitution. So it looks like Edwin Rivas will be coming off. And he will be replaced by Daniel Espleta. And so Lennon Carrion comes on. So the substitution for Albion, Lennon Carrion comes on to replace Dan Bedoya.
What a great goal again from Rivas as he leaves. Just remembering
Definitely made his mark on this evening.
That sweet, sweet chip. Aldo Quintanilla coming in. Some fresh legs up top. A new target to run in behind Avoce here.
So Aldo Quintanilla, yes, coming on to replace Edwin Rivas. The substitution for Albion, Lenin Carrion, came on to replace Dan Bedoya. Looking for Yuki Shibata. Did a nice job readjusting. Will he be able to get past Gonzalo Salguero? Still Shibata. Gets it right to Lenin Carrion. He takes a rip on goal. Goes right to Joel Serrano.
Almost through Serrano's hands right there. Did a good job laying on top of it.
At this point, the almost means nothing because LA Force have a 2-0 lead. They'll forget about any kind of almost situation. They want those 3 points, bottom line.
Maybe that win against Wenatchee did do something to get the attack moving here for LA Force.
And that long ball. Avoce was unable to win that battle in the air. Now it's Gabara to Lenin Carrion. Now Bazaiz was not able to find much space. That's Leopoldo Plasencia Hernandez to Gonzalo Salguero. Back to Dex Kainen. Playing it back. Kainen's got to be a little careful. He's got Gluvacevic on him.
Safe chip up ahead from Salguero. Anytime the ball's in Albion's defensive end, that's a win for Force right now.
Luis Almeida. Ernest Mitchell. The touch from Lenin Carrion, who's basically come on to be playing as a center attacking midfielder, but definitely falling back to help as well as a central midfielder.
He's been a starter this year for Albion. They're counting on him to make an impact here in the last 5 minutes. Plus stoppage.
Shinya Kodono just had a touch. They actually have not heard his name called too many times since he's come on. It has been a difficult night for Albion. And we know these professional footballers, we know how this game goes. We know how this business works. They're not in the business of making excuses. But you just can't help but talk about playing with 10 men for, a majority of the match.
Yeah, more than half the match, certainly. It's a tough ask. And we get a foul here from Shibata on Gonzalo Salguero.
For a moment, I was thinking that perhaps maybe there would be a yellow card being given. But I think another one of those from Shibata, yes, definitely will get him in the book.
It's about composure right now for LA Force, as much as it is technical ability and being able to control the ball.
And that is a good ball for Aldo Quintanilla. He's got speed, he's got space. Still Quintanilla with his left foot trying to cross it.
Earns a corner.
Yeah, it was last touched actually by Ernest Mitchell.
And they're still playing for it?
Well, it looks like the Albion players are wanting these LA Force players to take this corner kick very quickly, actually. And here comes the corner kick for the LA Force. This one going high into the air, parried away by Ben Roach. Now it's Shinya Kodono. Will he be able to get a good counterattack going for Albion?
Looking for the switch.
That time was looking for Gabara. Broken up. Avoce quickly able to find Edine Hernandez.
Smart play from Force.
Now played to the outside. Looking once again for Avoce. Nice defensive play. Nice slide tackle to break up that move from Pineda. Now it's Carrion looking for Shibata, and he is onside. He will be able to keep it in play. Here's the cross from Shibata. And not much danger coming from that one.
Viatora brings it down very nicely for his keeper.
Making it easy, really making the job easier for Joel Serrano. As we are now in the 88th minute of play. Can't imagine there'll be too much stoppage time in this one.
Not a good restart there from Serrano.
Yeah,
Well-
that definitely could have. Those are kinds of clearances he can't be having. That's for sure.
They're lucky to retain possession there.
Now Quintanilla to Avose, trying to find it back to Quintanilla, broken up by Luis Almeida. Now it's Lenin Carrion. Looking for Gluvacevic. That's exactly who he finds. Now to Shibata. And Shibata's pass going straight to Aldo Quintanilla. Quintanilla trying from basically from the middle of the pitch. Maybe he's been watching some highlights from Pele from the 1970 World Cup when he tried that against Czechoslovakia. Didn't go in, but came close. Now Lenin Carrion was unable to get past Villatoro. Now Hernandez helping out.
Good work in the back there from Force.
Now it's Pineda. And his pass broken up. LA Force now finding Aldo Quintanilla. We see another counterattack opportunity broken up nicely by Ernest Mitchell. Mitchell's got to do something with it quickly. And had he been able to connect with Gluvacevic, that could have been an opportunity. And Serrano wisely wasting as much time as possible as we have entered the 90th minute. Dex Kynan to Aldo Quintanilla. These LA Force players can feel it. They know that victory is just a few minutes away. Pineda switching the field, looking for Guevara.
Couldn't control it.
And yes, when you look at the reaction of some of these Albion players, they know it's been one of those nights.
Tremendous performance tonight from LA Force. Needing to kickstart their second half of their season. Needing to gain some ground on Albion. They're going to get it here tonight.
Now it's Salguero. Playing it back to Ivan Hernandez. Hernandez with the long ball. Could this be trouble? Guevara having to come back to break that up, to keep that away from Lomeli.
Cleanly done by Guevara.
Now Ben Roach. His long clearance ends up going to Alex Juarez. Now Plasencia. That was Salguero. Now Dex Kynan. We are now in stoppage time. Of course, we'd like to know how much stoppage time there will be.
Good clearance from Serrano there, back to halfway.
Now Edine Hernandez to Avose. A little bit of miscommunication. Lomeli wanted that one in a different place, that's for sure.
I think that's still part of trying to integrate new players. Votse doesn't know where his teammates quite are yet.
And there will be 4 minutes of stoppage time. We've already actually played 1 minute of stoppage time, so now we'll say there will be 3 more minutes of stoppage time.
Give or take.
Time obviously has run out for Albion. But will there still be some more time for one more LA Force goal? Ben Roach coming way off his line.
Had to.
Luis Almeida to Anthony Paddy. Now looking for Lenin Carrion. That was a nice attempted dummy play. Gluvacevic trying to get involved. Serrano now maybe making a small mistake. Still Serrano. He's got to do something and clear it. And now
Still
having to get back to his goal. Maybe a shot from Cadono. Does take a shot. Was deflected. Goes straight to Serrano. Some scary moments there. You do not want to give Albion a goal this late in the match and give them some opportunity in the last minute or so of stoppage time.
Pretty dicey late in the match to make a decision like that if you're Serrano.
And the long clearance now from Serrano. Will he be able to get to Avose? Roach coming out to head it away, and that you were just thinking for a moment that could have been one of those dangerous situations out in no man's land.
Ben Roach made it look pretty comfortable though.
Like he always does. Ronaldo Pineda to Lenin Carrion. We played 2 minutes stoppage time. Have a little bit under 2 more minutes more to be played. Shinya Cadono to Lenin Carrion. Was looking that time for a streaking Shibata. Did take a deflection. Now Gluvacevic will have to force Serrano to pick that one up quickly. Aldo Quintanilla plays it back to Salguero. Looking now for Avose. He's fouled from behind by Luis Almeida. I'm actually surprised that Almeida complained. Pretty much brought him down from behind, and Avose straight to the ground.
No attempt to play the ball from Almeida, just straight into the back of Avose.
Yep, that's what I was meaning to say, but yes, thank you. Ball's back into play, looking once again for Lamelli. There will be a goal kick. And that should pretty much just about do it. You got about 30 seconds remaining. LA Force with a 2-0 lead. Goal scored by Francis Avose late in the first half, in the stoppage time of the first half. And Edwin Rivas, the beautiful cheeky chip in the 57th minute. And of course, cannot forget about the red card, the straight red card shown to Cyrus Tran late in the first half. From the standpoint of Albion, that'll be the story of the game for them.
Wasn't really the death blow at that moment, but turns out very influential on the outcome of this match.
Now playing it back to Salguero, we've played 4 minutes of stoppage time, but the Force, they want one more goal. Maybe it could help their goal difference late in the season. Quintanilla chips it in towards Avose, brings it down into the net, but actually the flag came up for offside. And there is the final whistle. LA Force with a 2-0 victory over Albion San Diego.
So the game ends with Force scoring another goal. Not going to count, obviously, but strong performance from Force either way. Stay composed, stay connected, stay committed, stay communicative, right? And I think things will start to work out for them. Integrating new players. Avose is a strong, capable center forward up top. He's showing that in this league already with 2 goals in his last 2 matches. I think LA Force starting to put things together.
Definitely a good victory for the LA Force. They took care of business when they had to. They took advantage of their opportunities. Once again, the goal scored by Francis Avose in the second minute of stoppage time in the first half. Edwin Rivas making it 2-0 in the 57th minute. Once again, the final score from Championship Soccer Stadium at Orange County Great Park in Irvine, California. Los Angeles Force 2, Albion San Diego 0. For Dennis Pope, I'm Ardith Takari. Thank you for watching.